all injured here. 53 Khatrin Purification Plant. Blue team, 2 Plague Champions. Happy birthday to me. It's Boss. We also have Morgan, MLGman. These guys fight in ranged combat by default with a damage over time bolter. Can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support. Can build turrets and repair, but are very slow. And no, it's not actually my birthday. Alongside here is Zevargel as a Lord General. Fights range combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Awesome defense and support capabilities, and can also get more fellas to join his retinue and die gloriously for the Emperor. Double Tyranids on the red team. We have Kain as a Ravener Alpha, tunneling commando, great mobility and powerful offense. A little bit of support too. Begins in range combat but can get melee weapons. Alongside SorroWfuL lived, rocking a Hive Tyrant. Very durable commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee combat with a basic synapse. And rounding us off is Stigma 8113 as an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default. Begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Is this like Brazen Claws or something? Something like that. Someone will tell you. Taking shots at the Plague Champion on the east side. West side, kicking off. Lots of lasgun shooting at the Hive Town. He's not too pleased with it and walks off in a hump. Where's the... Oh, he's running away. Bunch of termagants and hormagaunts here. Plague Champion will get the cap. And CSM move forward to some light cover. They should come to these pipes, which should be heavy cover. We're going to get an uncontested cap here. Lord General's taking some damage early on. Meanwhile, east side, Heretics getting in amongst some tactical marines. Just a Doom Blast and then back away. Messing up the... he's sort of messing up the scouts' pathing there. The scouts trying to get close enough for the shotgun blast over and over again. And the Heretics kept backing away, so it made them kind of jig a little bit. And they almost went down for it. Apothecary also runs off. Might see a little power bash. Maybe get one of the generators. Generators go down much faster than nodes, so if you don't have a good power bashing force, it's a good idea to shoot down the power gens. 486, 476. Plague Champion going to be tied up, getting shot to pieces too by these quadruple termagants from the double Tyranid players. Heretics with grenade launchers. Don't want to trade fire with that many termagants, I don't think. Some Nurgle worship. Blue team still in this fight. Sentinel getting forward for the stomp, maybe. CSM need to force melee combat, and there we go. Good stomp too. Good stomp. Kain did not recognize that threat early enough. Did not move away. Maybe he thought the Sentinel didn't have to stomp because he didn't use it immediately. You can always click on the enemy Sentinel and select it to see if it has the stomp. Here's the Ravener Alpha doing some work with his Devourer. Are you going to tie things up in melee? I guess not. You're all about that range damage. We're going to try and cap while the hormagaunts attempt to eat a power armored Chaos Space Marine, which can't be an easy thing to do. They couldn't manage it. Oh no, they actually got one of the models. Well done, fellas. We've got one. Proved me wrong yet again. East side, Raptors on the field for Boss. Can jump tactical marines and deal with them pretty nicely. Oh, there's some Devastators here. He wants to jump those guys, I guess. Where are you fellas going? Are you going to cap? What are you doing? They are going to cap. I guess he's in no rush to push against this location here. Happy to just sit in cover with some Nurgle worship and shoot. That was Kraken rounds though in play, so backs away there. We've got some mixed cover, so you've got to be careful where you stand. The barbed wire fence there is light cover, the sandbags are heavy cover. And it is on a per model basis, I believe. Sentinel gets a decent stomp there. And now a decap. Contested VP is still blue on the west side. The wall cannot save you from grenade launchers, hormagaunts, I'm afraid. No attempt at this power, which is relatively close to the base there. Kind of easy to defend. Most of the bashes happen on the east side. Devastator being shot up by the Plague Champion. He can shoot at the usual rate under suppression, and as you can see, he can take those setup teams by surprise with his damage over time bolter. I'm not sure why the oh right, they didn't want to jump on those guys because this Devastator would have provided overlapping suppression. What the Raptors are doing now, I'm not sure. What was that? There's a lot of dead heretics is what it was. Was that a grenade? It must have been a grenade from his scouts. And they went down. Yes, he took it out. Boss is down to just Raptors and get some more Raptors. Why not? He's got triple Devastators to deal with. I wonder if that was a mistake from Stigma. Well, he's taken out heretics and CSM at least on that side. Might need some support now from Zevargel, who has just Guardsman and a Sentinel. Havocs for Morgan is doing quite well so far, covering the VP and now pushing power with double heretics and CSM. He's not worshipping with these fellas though. And they don't have their ranged weapons up, they are in their default melee state. Bile Spirit in play, great for bashing power and debuffing stuff. Very painful for Tyranids and any other light infantry they get too close to it. Might get a full bash here with that thing. It's awesome. We need more aggression on this side from Stigma. Might not realize just how much damage he did to boss there. Not always super easy to keep track of your enemy's units, especially in a frantic 3v3. Double Raptors are in play though. The Plague Champion is down and we have triple Devastators covering each other. GG says boss. Here's an assist from Zevargel. Gonna run into Devastator Town on this east side. Where's the Sentinel and the stuff? Just hanging out. Guardsman at base and a Tyranid push on the power. Missile launcher Sentinel. It's a pretty quick tier 2 for Zevargel. Got no power though really. Ravener Brood almost going down for SorroWfuL Live. Got another one, and Kain also has one. A lot of range damage coming out of these Tyranids all of a sudden. Power bash fully on the east side, I think. Double Raptors hanging out at base. Not much they can do against triple Devastators unless you set them up wrong. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Hopefully he's not just giving up over here. Hormagaun's going to decap, maybe. Sentinel's going to have a word with missiles. Because Hormagaunts don't speak High Gothic or whatever it is the fella in the Sentinel speaks. Usually Scottish. They usually have Scottish accents in Dawn of War 2. The fella in the Baneblade did anyway. 486 to 314. Here's those Raptors. Tier 2 for boss. Devastators have turned towards the new threat, allowing the Raptors to get in on the Marines there. Maybe get in on the Devastators themselves too. There's a jump. Yep, it's going to see them off here. Did get fully bashed in the meantime though. But Zevargel doing the right thing and supporting his ally in need. Has double Plasma Gun Guardsman fully upgraded here. Got to tier 2 pretty quickly, but didn't get a tier 2 unit up on the field. You'd expect Ogrins or something, but spent his resources upgrading his stuff. We'll see how it turns out. Lord General with Carapace Armor, stand firm. Suppression immunity, pretty useful when you're fighting triple Devastators on that side. Morgan with a Blood Crusher on the way, but has some Tyranids to deal with here. Might be dealing with 2 players as well. Heavy Bolter turret is up. Not covering the VP, but it does stop stuff getting through this way. These guys are flanked around now, as you can see. Hive Tyrant not too bothered about the turret, just strolls on through. Can't be suppressed, of course, and at that range didn't take much damage. Turret might not last long. We shall see, but I don't think it's going to last long here. Blood Crusher is up. Might be able to stop these guys shooting it down. Here comes Zevargel too. Really important now for Zevargel to support both sides. When one player gets depleted, the mid player can usually carry you through. Well, he's the guy that needs to do it. And gets a cap here. And boss is recovering with double Noise Marines. Is he going to get double Blast Masters? He is. There's the Raptor jump. Grenade goes in on the Blast Master Noise Marines though. The other Raptors coming in with an Aspiring Champion, but he's going to lose those guys. Touch of Nurgle was down on them. These guys jumping into some more Devastator fire. And a Warrior Brood called in as well. Boss not having the best of times on this east side. Triple Devastator is pretty annoying, it turns out. Anointed Power Axe on Apothecary. That is in response to the Raptors, of course. We don't like getting hit with power melee weapons, it turns out. Weird. Bloodcrusher just runs over that Ravener tunnel there. And there's some Nurgle worship for him. What's the Plague Champion up to? How is he not leveled up yet? He bashed the power, he's killed a bunch of Tyranids. I call shenanigans. Hive Tyrant has the Rending Talons. What are you shooting at? Oh, right, Bilious Discharge. Really nicely timed by Morgan there. Bloodcrusher charges through to get away. There is a Venom Brood on the field. Lots of anti-vehicle damage. They have the ranged synapse too to buff the double Ravener Brood. So that's a pretty fearsome ranged force right now. Going to be blobbed up though, which is ripe for some Plague Champion shenanigans. Namely Blight Grenades and Noxious Clouds, and just hanging out with the Icon of Nurgle too. So Raptors here with Aspiring Champion. We also have Mucus Discharge for Boss's Plague Champion. Double Blast Masters. Set up teams with that artillery weapon. Knocks down and damages units quite heavily. Unique, the Blast Master. I think it's the only weapon that knocks down units in its path, not just where it lands. That's a Nurgle Shrine and another turret up. You can also knock down allies in the path, of course. So you've got to be careful. They won't take damage, but they will get knocked over by it. They'll only take damage if they're at the impact point. 451 to 18. Blastmasters doing their thing. This could be a very odd end game here with triple devs, triple Blastmasters and Raptors up. Double Zone Thropes for Kain. More artillery for blue team to deal with. Well, I guess both teams have artillery to deal with. Raveners could borrow strike, of course. And Raptors can jump. More Noise Marines on the way for boss. 451 to 218. Blue team cap the west side. And Plague Champion levels to 2 eventually. He's got Armor of Pestilence now and the Mucus Discharge. There's the Bilious Discharge, but those guys were not trying to move on. Now they are. Ravener borrow strike right into a turret. They might not have known that a turret was there until now. Bloodcrusher just happy to hang out and counter-initiate anything that comes too close. Good Sentinel Stomp. Guardsmen are happy to... They want to try and get on these Venom Brood fellas, I guess, with those plasma guns. But Stigma continues to be very annoying with these triple Devastators on the east side. He's played it pretty well so far, it's got to be said, using the Apothecary to deter the Raptors, but he's not on the field right now. Oh, those Tactical Marines barely getting away there. Yeah, the Blastmaster Noise Marines able to get the Devastators out of there pretty easily when they are able to set up and do their thing. They outrange them and obviously have a very powerful attack. If they all shoot at the same time here, these guys are going to die. That would have been devastating for the Devastators, but they do get out. What's this? Bloodletters on the field for Morgan. Looks like he's forgotten about them though. Uh-oh. Oh, there's the warp shift, so they won't take any damage. Try and back away and then retreat. 2 says Morgan. He's fighting a lot of Tyranids over here. Zevargel. And now, Boss coming over to support, getting some Havocs up his boss. Tier 3 for Stigma. Got no tier 2 units on the field. Raptors for Morgan now. Gonna see some crazy fights over this contested VP, I think. Venom Brood trying to reinforce. Is there a brood nest anywhere? Nope, I guess they just left their base too early. Here's the Carnifex with a Barb Strangler doing things like this. Big chunks of damage and suppression. That's a lot of Blastmasters. That's a lot of Blastmasters. Wow. Not an anti-vehicle weapon, obviously, but it will damage vehicles with those shots. Plague Champion of Morgan switching to the Plague Fist. Very tough now, this guy. Up over 1,300 hit points at just level 2. Boom. How are you going to cap this VP, fellas? Going to be multiple Blastmasters shooting at it. Apothecary eats dirt. These guys just cap now, they're idle. A good bash to power over there. Apothecary's not happy. Runs away from the Blastmasters. Another Carnifex on the way. Boss with a Chaos Dreadnought might be going for Marco Zinch. Uh-oh. Raptors. Oh, wow. Why didn't they get suppressed then? That was weird. And again, they don't get suppressed. What are they buffed by right now? Is it incoming? Rather stand firm. I guess it must have been, but I didn't see any kind of indication that they were buffed. 357 198. Where is the Lord General? He's over here. Raptors got away. Had touch of Nurgle on them too. Devastators. No las cannons, I don't think. Nope. Double Lehman Russes for Zevargel. That's pretty quick. Double Lehman Russ. I guess he must have called one of them in. And got a cheeky decap there. Zevargel's done really well this game. Supporting Boss on that side. And helping out on the west when he could. Morgan also fighting two players pretty often has done well. Chaos Dreadnought for Boss. No mark yet. Red team all of a sudden really up against it here. Land Raider Redeemer and another Carnifex going to be stomping around though. Big late game army is going to clash. Hive Tyrant is not going to get very far. Goes down pretty quickly there. Look at those Blastmasters. How do you deal with this? Got to get through 2 Lehman Russes. There's a million Blastmasters to shoot you up. And there's a Marco Zinch Dreadnought too. Nurgle Shrine. Really going to need that Land Raider Redeemer over there, I think. Oh, what is this? Something sneaky. Scouts trying to get the captured. Raptors were not going to jump on them. And they get away. Blue team retain the west side. Apothecary sprinting around with his armor of the Apothecarian. Las Cannon's now getting shots. So we have one Las Cannon, is it? Yep, just the one. Land Raider Redeemer almost on the field. Some very forward Nurgling worship there. Good luck. Red team. How do they push against this? This is crazy. Apothecary can't even stand up. Flank? Yeah. Flank. It's a good idea, but how? Don't have much room to maneuver here unless you go all the way around to the VP. That's pretty tough. Oh, they're trying to flank the west side. Okay. I guess that's the thing. We do have an autocannon on the field for Morgan. Raptors jumping in, not afraid to engage at all. Knows that he has the touch of Nurgle available, maybe. Did he? No, I don't think he did. Those guys now running away. He had it eventually. Carnifex getting into the back lines. This is a big push by the red team now. Can they pull this off? Land Red Redeemer is where? I don't think it's up here yet. Lehman Russ is taking damage. Ripper's being annoying. Carnifex got all the way through there. Lehman Russ lives though. Bob Trigger Carnifex getting a shot. These guys are shut down right now, but that Carnifex took a hell of a lot of damage. And this one went down. Had the Markov Zinch Dreadnought and double Lehman Russ shooting at. Not surprising that it went down. 357 to 55. 2-to-1 cap. Not many VPs remaining for red. Can they even cap this though? What's this? Oh, scouts doing their thing. Well done, Stigma. Hive Tyrant gets revived. Might need to get his invulnerability thing up. And he is going for it, the bonded exoskeleton. 357, 44 on the VPs. Carnifex is pretty depleted here. Being outshot by those Demon Russes. Look at this though. Land Raider Redeemer not giving a crap about safety. Getting right in the face of the blue team and getting them out of there. See the Venom Brood retreating back to it. That must be heresy or something. Do you have anything Ravener? Oh, you have this Synapse Aura. More Carnifex action. This guy's a Thornback. And that's a bad place to jump, Raptors. And they died pretty fast there. And a nice sync kill. Big old fight kicking off. Let's watch it unfold. Leman Russ was taken out. You saw a tunnel formation going off. Noxious Cloud in the back lines of the red team. Absolute mayhem. Marcus East Dreadnought backing away. This Land Raider seems to be making a big difference over here. As it expects. I mean, when does it not? Land Raiders seem to come on the field and immediately get destroyed by Eldar or something. Or they win the game for you. 298, 44. There's the 2-to-1 for red. We might see a real meat grinder now. The blue team got pushed back. I did not think they were going to be. But the power of the Carnifexes here, seeing the red team through, and the support from the Space Marines, that little push from the Land Raider was genius move by Stigma. Really opened up this west side. Now getting some very slow repairs because Tyranids have no way to repair vehicles. That's an orbital. You saw the Apothecary standing a bit forward there to gain some sight. You need to retreat, Havocs, or just die. Maybe not the greatest usage of an orbital, but that's what you're getting. That is what you're getting. Kain has tons of requisition. No power to get another Carnifex, which I'm sure is what he's waiting for. I'd get a Neurothroat, probably. Throw it on these Noise Marines when they're all set up. Make them run away or die. Can also disrupt and stop caps with Cataclysm. These Havocs might want to get a Las Cannon up, because there's a whole bunch of Carnifexes to shoot down. And one more on the way. Whirlwind also for Stigma. Very shrewd choice to help stop caps over here. CSM escape somehow. It's another Noxious Cloud. Wow. Barb Strangler doing some work. Plague Champion getting a decap with his Plague Fist. The Pestilent Strike, such a great capping tool. Those Tyranids are so blobbed up right here, waiting for a nuke. Toronto formation. Certainly sent some Noise Marines flying around. Didn't do a whole lot of damage. That Carnifex taken out there. 239, 44. Red team take it. Red team take it. That's a medical bunker over there, providing some reinforcement. So hard for the blue team to get on this Land Raider and threaten it. There's the Whirlwind in the background. Looks like something's making a run for the blue team's natural. It's a Lord General, and he should be able to win this fight. Just a single Hormagorn actually. Oh, there's a Devastator there. Kicking off though, red team not content sitting on the VP. They are pushing through. Well, at least some Tyranids are. Carnifex in your back lines. A Thornback Carnifex as well. It's pretty scary. 214, 44. Just sending stuff flying, that guy. Red team still have it. There's advanced healing from the Apothecary. Talk about some support play. Lehman Russes, have you leveled up, fellas? You haven't leveled up. Kasrkin here are forced to retreat. I'm going to say we might see them with their grenade launchers to stop caps and stuff. Lord General finished the cap there. That was heroic. 2-1. It's not going to last. But that cap could make a big difference moving forward. Gets the red team down to 37 VPs. We've got to see more pushes on the mid, surely. Plague Champion going for the cap again. Needs to force melee combat with these tactical marines, but I guess he's not gonna. Can't knock him over with the whirlwind because of Armor of Pestilence. Doesn't quite get the cap. Apothecary does get away though. Oh no, he doesn't. Got hit with a Blastmaster right on the Land Raider there. Tactical Marines now trying to cap with their 50% faster capping trait. And they get it. 2-1 for red again. Madness. Tyranids now trying to push up the mid and get rid of these Blastmasters. Good plan. Looks like they might do so too. There is Raptors chasing down the Hive Tyrant and now jumping on the Tyranid blob. Going after the Synapse creatures, which are the Venom Brood. Triple Ravenous now shooting at him though. And another jump. How is the VP? It's red. Getting a Land Raider Phobos, says Morgan, and indeed they are. Should help shoot down some Carnifexes. Speaking of Carnifexes, SorroWfuL has lost them all. I'm sure he's quite sorrowful about it. Getting another one. What do you get? I say Barb Strangler. Still 4 Blastmaster Noise Marines around. Here's the 4th one coming in. 172, 35. Plague Champion again. Going for the decap with Pestilent Strike and gets it. They need to be more diligent getting on him in melee with these Marines here. Because they themselves, of course, would benefit from the Pestilent Strike. Ouch! Blastmaster still coming in. Just crazy. Lumen Rust, what is it up to? Oh, it's providing vision for that. A rocket run for the Lord General. A very, very good rocket run. Land Raider goes down, Whirlwind goes down, Carnifex goes down. What an awesome nuke. The Dreadnought was also getting shots in there. 168 to 35, 1-1 cap. Raptors doing their thing still. Blue team taking the west side. Red team have lost almost everything. In fact, Stigma has lost all of his units. Is now dropping a nuke out of sheer frustration, I think. Oh, that's a last cannon turret. I bet that was doing some crazy damage. I don't think I saw it. Well, I know I didn't see it. And there's a GG. And there's the concede from the red team. Crazy, crazy stuff. We had a level 5 Ravenous Alpha at the end with Corrosive Devourer, Reinforced Chitin, and Synapse Aura for damage. Level 4 Hive Tyrant was down. How can you be in this game and only be level 4? Apothecary is almost also level 4, it turns out. Level 3 Plague Champion. Level 4 Lord General, level 6 Plague Champion. I guess a lot of the heroes didn't get involved in a lot of combat. Bunch of heavy units exchanging fire. Was a hell of an ending with that rocket run and all that anti-vehicle damage coming in. I'm sure I lost, or rather missed, tons and tons of stuff. But it was a hell of a fight over this VP. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.